Hey, this is Steve, and welcome back to the channel, everybody. This video is definitely a can't miss, because in it I'm going to give you my keys to virtually limitless driving distance. So stick around. Hey, if you're watching my channel for the first time, you're probably a lot like me, constantly searching for longer, straighter drives, more consistency, and lower scores. So if that's you, definitely consider hitting the subscribe button and turning on the bell notifications so that you know the next time that I release a new video. Now let's get right into it. So most golfers who aren't hitting the ball as far as they should often think that hitting a ball far is a function of strength or age or size, and it really isn't. I'm going to show you these two keys, and it really is kind of this simple. Really what we're going to be after is quickness. So let me show you key number one, and that's in the pivot. Now I'm going to take this full bucket of balls, and if you've watched my channel a lot, you've probably seen me do this drill before, but I'm going to give you a little wrinkle on it. Now I'm going to give a little forward press to overcome inertia. Then I'm going to rock right post, left post, right post, left post. See how I'm winding up the hip, advancing the hip. Winding up the hip, advancing the hip. That's stimulating my torso to wind and unwind, to turn and then turn back through again. My weight is shifting, my torso's turning. And this is all good. Now, I'll set the bucket down. I'm going to show you now how you turn this into limited or limitless distance. It's not a function of strength. It's going to be a function of quickness. And quickness is developed through coordination, through doing something over and over and over again until you can do it quicker and quicker. Think about any other complicated process that you've ever learned in your life, like driving a stick shift. If you remember the first time you're 15 years old, you're driving a stick shift, maybe in the Walmart parking lot at night, and it's like a checklist, and it takes forever. You do it wrong a whole bunch of times, but you keep at it, and then after a year, you're out in traffic on the freeway, and you're driving through heavy traffic with stick shift, turning the radio, turn signals, checking your hair in the mirror, all that stuff, and it's become such a fast, because it's become a reflex action. So let's look at the way the pivot's going to turn into that. I'm just going to hook my arm like this. Now, I'm going to go at the speed that I was just swinging with that basket, like this, and right post, left post, right post, left post. Now that is the proper speed to learn the correct action. Very slow. I'm driving the car for the first time. I don't know where any of the functions are. Forget about tuning the radio. Let's just get the, don't pop the clutch. Okay, but you can see, I'm going to turn this way now. You can see that if I pivoted at that speed, okay, right post, left post, there's not a ton of speed there. The action was correct. I might be knocking it down the middle every time, but not a lot of speed. The secret in getting limitless distance is simply a function of how quickly you can step down onto the left foot and push the left hip into the post. So if I was to do a series of 10, I call this a ladder drill, and I were to move back and forth 10 times, I would start with a speed of 1, and the last one I'd finish up at a speed of 10. That way you can keep feeling the correct motion as you start to build the speed in. So it would look like this. And 1, and 2, and 3, 4, picking up speed, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. So you see at the end of that motion, the motion was starting to get too fast for me to consciously control. It was becoming like a snap, snapping my hip over, stepping down on the heel. It's becoming more of a reflex. Whatever that I've programmed over all the thousands and tens of thousands of repetitions that I've done this exercise, I'm just kind of letting it go. Now it was interesting when I run into long drivers and I work with them. These are guys that can fly the ball almost 400 yards sometimes when they're on. Okay, you could imagine that they can't do that with the speed of 1 or 5 or probably even 10. So yeah, you think that 10's the top of your scale, but as you get more and more coordinated and you practice at the speed of 10 a whole bunch of times, 11, 12, 13 suddenly becomes your new 10. So your 10 just keeps getting faster. Now, if I was holding like a PVC behind their rear ends, and the speed that they could get their hips into the post and around the corner, it was like lightning striking. It was so blindingly fast, you couldn't even see with your with your eyes what they had done. They were just almost like they had teleported. It was so fast. So learning how to do this fast, a 4-year-old could learn how to do this fast if you practice enough. So it is not a function of physical strength. Most of picking up club head speed is a function of coordination through repetition. You can only get this quick at it if you practice. So try that ladder drill and keep getting quicker each time you do it. That way you have your best hope in preserving the correct motion, and that way you don't just end up hitting the ball super far but crooked, or swinging super fast but have no sweet spot contact. All right, let's talk now about my second key to virtually limitless power, and that's true. You're virtually limitless. Push the roof off of what you think you can do, because most of us are capable of so much more. I mean, I take students from 190 yards, and these are guys in their 70s, and they're hitting it 260, 270 yards, several months later. They never dreamed. They just said, "Hey, Steve, if I could get to 220, I'd be really happy." And I said, "Well, would you like to hit it 270 if it meant that you didn't have to swing any harder in terms of conscious effort?" And they'd say, "Yeah, but that's never going to happen. Don't even worry about it." But 6 months go by, and now I'm getting these guys hitting the ball 270, 70-something-year-old guys. And it comes right back to these two elements. Learn the correct motion, and then quicken it. So the second key for virtually limitless power is going from point A, which is wrist cocked 90 degrees. See, the elbow is folded, and going around to this position, which is 90 degrees cocked on the other side. The left arm starts to fold, the right forearm is crossed over the top, and the left wrist is in dorsiflexion. The right wrist is in slight palmar flexion, and we've got pronation and supination of the forearms here. So look, draw back to here, snap it through to there. A to B, A to B. That just needs to get quicker as well. Whatever you do with the pivot, you'll want to match it with the speed of the snap of the wrist. So if I am stepping over to my left post at that top speed of 10, in order to catch up and make the face square up on time, I will have to snap the wrist set at 10. If you do that, and I'll do it up here at baseball style for a second, waist level with no forward bend at the hips. can see, going from a 90-degree angle around to a 90-degree angle, I can actually get the club to whistle and swoosh, just isolating the wrists alone. Now you're going to multiply that speed when you combine it with the pivot. So in that fashion, it's about doing these correct motions over and over and over again. First correctly. I'm a big disciple of Coach Wooden, if you didn't know that already. First correctly, then quickly was one of his big mantras. You're gaining distances doesn't have a lot to do with you gaining in physical strength. It's about intending to go as fast as you can. So you're doing my 1 through 10 drill, and then you can just do a second drill where you just stay at 10. Do 10 times where you either pivot fast along the wall or you snap the wrists around in a 180-degree semicircle without any impedance or tightness, as quickly as you can. It's about pushing the envelope. You're at a 10, you want to try to intend to get to 11 or 1 mile an hour faster than you've ever gone before. So give those two things a try. Hey, let me know down in the comments if you were able to use those two tips and it actually helped you gain club head speed and distance. Let me know about your experience. And hey, I hope you'll come back and visit my channel again soon. Become a subscriber. Click down below, and you know, you'll learn when the next video is coming out, and you can come back and check it out again. Thanks all for watching the video. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you soon.